Hi everyone, today I'm going to be demonstrating this eraser kit which was provided from CoolPencilCase.com, and you're going to make these really cool erasers that can actually interchange as eraser rings. And this is actually really cool because it is my first kit. There was a lot of experimentation. They also sent me this magic spell book which I've been eyeing for a really long time, ever since I saw it on Pudding Fish Cake's channel. So thank you so much Camille and CoolPencilCase.com for sending this to me. So on to the kit. There is actually going to be a giveaway for this kit. One lucky winner will receive it, and the winner will be chosen by Cool Pencil Case, so the information will be down below in the description box and at the end of the video. So the information is in Japanese, so I did have a friend of mine translate this for me, but I also just experimented and saw what was best for me. So the entire kit consists of this box, which you will be using in the microwave, an instruction booklet which has pictures so you can follow it, and it also shows you how to make the particular erasers themselves. It comes with the mold, the erasers, and 3 rings that you can interchange between the erasers, and I'll show you how to do that. So first I wiped down the mold with some water, and I realized I didn't use enough. And obviously before actually putting it into the mold, you have to condition your eraser clay. It's actually pretty hard, but once you start conditioning it, it becomes kind of like polymer clay. It's very smooth and soft. So for my first attempt, I actually just put the clay right into the mold and I cut it off with a blade. Now I found that this was very difficult to remove from the mold. So as you can see here, I'm trying to take it out with another piece of eraser clay. That didn't work. And then I tried to push it out, and eventually it did come out, but it came out a little deformed, like there was some dents in there. So when that happened, I just used my dotting tool to kind of fix up the edges and make it look a little prettier. For the next creation, I actually mixed some white and pink. So yes, you can mix these eraser clays. They have to be eraser clays though. And then for the bow, there were different colors involved. So I try to match it based on what it looked like on the box. And I put in the pink on the side, put in some white eraser clay in the middle, and pushed it down with a plastic dotting tool. And then before I added on the top portion of the clay, I added some water to kind of create an adhesive for it. And then this is what it looked like. Again, since this was my first time doing this, I didn't do this perfectly. I obviously made some mistakes, but here you can see that it didn't come out perfectly either, so I used my dotting tool again to blend it in with the bottom. Now, this time I actually got the hang of it. I added in more water, and you want to add enough water so that it kind of pushes upwards and pretty much lubricates the mold so that you could push out the erasers easier. And this is pretty much what it looked like the next few attempts, and it was a lot easier to push out of the mold. As you can see, it just popped right out. Rather than cutting away at the excess eraser clay, I actually just pushed it to the side and scraped it off, so that was a lot easier in my opinion. And I actually didn't use the crown mold at the bottom that you can kind of see at the corner because there were just too many parts, and I wanted to try to make a lot more eraser variations for you guys to see how it worked. So now for the ring portion, the way that I did it was I pushed the ring into the clay while it was still in the mold, and I pushed it out of the mold, and it looks great. And then you have to remove the ring from the eraser. Again, as you can see, you can mix the colors, and I made this purple color, and I decided to make another rose with this. And again, like I said, you have to remove the ring from the eraser before you put it in the microwave. I'm not really sure why, but that's what the instructions said. So now when you're ready, you're just going to space them out apart. Don't put any of the clays on top of one another. And you're just going to immerse it in water up until it's about an inch above the actual box. Place it in the microwave with the lid open and microwave it for between 4 to 5 minutes. I actually did 4.5 minutes. And then when you're taking the box out, the water should still be boiling, and I just let it sit for 3 minutes to cool down. So all of that was shown in pictures because I did bring my camera downstairs. But here is all the erasers that I made. It was super fun. Again, this is, I think, really nice for family kits, like if you wanted to do this with your younger siblings, and if you're a parent, if you wanted to do this with your kids. So I'm going to demonstrate how this eraser actually works. And 30 minutes after cooling, it was a little soft. I was a little afraid it was going to crumble apart, but it did work. So as you can see, it actually erases really well. And instead of the eraser pieces kind of crumbling off, it stays on the eraser, so you kind of have to peel it away. Some people might like this, some people might not. Now, 3 hours after cooling, I'm going to show you how it erases again. But as you can see, even though it's a little soft, when you push it, it still stays in its form. It's pretty much a hardened version of the eraser clay. Now, 3 hours after, as I've mentioned so many times already, it was a lot firmer and a lot easier to erase with. So I actually definitely recommend that you wait at least a full 24 hours before using it. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out CoolPencilCase, and all the information for the giveaway is on the screen as well as down below. This will end on May 5th, so good luck!